And it's another edition of Local Places, Local Faces. Well, we actually got a microphone today, Matt. And that kind of, and you have your friendly. Does he have a name? He doesn't have a name.
Students gave you that.
Students gave you that.
Yeah.
Matt Creamer, principal, St. Barbara's Elementary School on the west side, and we wanted to stop out because there's a few changes that are going on this year with St. Barbara's, and probably going to continue to evolve into other changes as time goes on. Of course, St. Barbara is one of the anchor Catholic schools here in Massillon, Western Starr County area. Matt Creamer, as I mentioned, the principal. You look dapper today.
Well, I try to look good when I know I'm going to be on TV with you because you're so handsome.
I know, you're not quite as good looking as I am.
I know.
I mean, you're close.
Okay.
You just have to work on that.
Thank you.
Some of the Catholic things that are going on pertaining to St. Barbara specifically right now, you do have some changes coming up as we get into the fall season here, right?
Yes, this year in 2016-2017, we are proud to announce that we'll have a 7th grade for the top of our elementary. Right now, we're enrolling pre-K 3-year-olds through 7th grade. When we first started, Father and I, 3 years ago, this was a K-5 building. Last year, we were K-6. This year, we're K-7. And then the hope for 17-18 next school year will be a K-8. So we'll have a junior high fully back, hopefully after this school year.
Wasn't that originally what St. Barbara's was, K-8, many years ago, as was St. Mary's and St. Joseph's when there was a school?
And St. Joan of Arc,
right.
And St. Mike's, and Phillips and James.
They were all K-8 back then.
Yeah, a lot of K-8. This was a K-8 building before we came. And then it transitioned to a K-5 building, along with some other buildings in the elementary part of the Holy Cross Academy, Stark County Catholic Schools. Our Lady of Peace is now a K-5. And a lot of the schools in the transition of that, due to demographics and some other monetary things, the diocese had asked that, they take a look back. But since Father Klein and I have been here, and Father Klein really deserves all the credit for his vision of what this is to carry out an elementary Catholic grade school. He feels that a Catholic parish, St. Barbara's,
right,
is more vibrant with a Catholic grade school, and I couldn't agree more. I really do believe in the Catholic education. I'm a product of a Catholic high school, Columbus St. Charles. Even though I was a public ed teacher for 31 years, the Catholic faith and the quality of education and a faith-based educational opportunity like the Catholic faith, like St. Barbara's, is something I think is important, not just for Catholics, but for anybody who wants that type of quality private Catholic parochial school.
Well, I was raised Catholic too, and I went to St. Mary's and then went on to Central Catholic and survived. And speaking of Central Catholic, that's the feeder school for the elementaries here.
Yeah, for the elementaries here in Stark County, the western part. You look at St. Mike's and St. Joan of Arc, St. Mary's, Phillips and James, and hopefully in the year St. Barb's is in 8th grade, we want to transition to the Central Catholic High School. The simple fact is 98% of Central Catholic High School graduates are accepted at their college choice, their first choice of college
That's
to get
impressive.
accepted into.
Yeah.
It's very impressive. They have a 100% graduation rate at the high school, and that's something we gear towards. The academics and discipline and the Catholic faith-based education is top notch, and
right.
creating good citizens and kids that are aware globally as well as locally is a big thing for us, and we're just looking for opportunities to provide anybody with a helping hand. We have tuition assistance, we have subsidized tuition.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit about that, because I know Massillon's got a poverty rate, as most communities do, and I do know that throughout the Diocese of Youngstown, I can't speak for the Diocese of Cleveland, but there are programs available, Ed Choice programs, several different types of programs available for moms and dads that want to send their kids to a school that offers Catholic faith-based education.
Yeah, a private school like us, Ed Choice expansion is what we have. We have it for those that qualifying families have to reach a certain level monetarily with household numbers in there. But the Ed Choice expansion is good for this coming year, those students that are enrolling in kindergarten all the way through 3rd grade. Next year will be kindergarten through 4th grade. It keeps growing. Here's another interesting fact. Pre-K 4-year-olds, there's a new grant established by the Ohio Department of Education for those families that are looking for an opportunity to put their child in a pre-K 4-year-old schooling opportunity, not just daycare, but a schooling opportunity. That grant is also one that's new this year, and if you're a qualifying family, you can get up to $4,000 a year for your pre-K 4-year-old school. So we house both of those opportunities here on this campus in Western Stark County, here in the west side of Massillon at St. Barbara's.
Now, as you look at Catholic education, and I wanted to mention something pertaining to Central Catholic, as I know in the past they've been touted and they've been rated as one of the top 50 high schools in the nation.
That's
all
correct.
In all. Yeah, and that's pretty serious. That being said, let's go back and revisit the you've gone from K to 5, now you're K to 7, probably looking pretty seriously at K to 8. Recently, superintendents, I know superintendents with the Catholic schools as well as some of the standard schools are now rethinking about splitting off into middle school too early. Now they're rethinking K to 8 is the better way to go because it molds the child. It gives the child more. I don't know. It gives the child all kinds of opportunities before he or she steps into a middle school situation. Like the old days used to be, what was it? Seventh grade was all the way up to 7th was elementary.
All the way up to 6th, then
Right,
7,
6th.
8, 9.
Yeah.
7, 8, 9 was considered junior high.
Right, and then 10, 11, 12
Yeah.
was,
And that's
changing.
That's an old standard.
Right.
When you look at that type of schooling, 1 through K to 6 was elementary, 7, 8, 9 was what was junior high school,
Right.
and then a lot of your high schools were 10, 11, 12. I think high school is not a freshman through senior year, 9 through 12, and you get a K to 8 building, and I think the kids that reach that middle school, that junior high age, they become leaders of the building. And it teaches them a responsibility that they might not get when they're at 7th, 8th, 6th, 7th, and 8th junior highs. Because they're in the hallway walking down and they have to present themselves right in front of the kids that are very eager to see them as a role model. Those kindergarten through 3rd graders, 4th graders, even 5th graders. And they're looking up to those kids. And,
Yeah, you're 7th grade right now. These are the leaders of the school.
Yeah, and we bring those kids in, and they do reading opportunities with the younger kids, K to 3rd grade, and those kids, 5th, 6th, and 7th, are the leaders of the school. And when they become 8th graders, they transition. We're looking at an opportunity with courses that will be high school eligible. You take Algebra 1 in the 8th grade, you can take Spanish 1,
Sure.
and you'll receive those credits. And that's one thing that we're gearing towards. That's what Father's belief has been. That's what his dream has been since he became pastor here 3 years ago.
Well, as we look into the future, there's a global market out there.
Yeah.
Everything's changing right underneath our own noses.
Oh, sure.
With social media, everything is electronic driven. Tell me about some of the prep programs you have here at St. Barb's that begins to take the first step to equip these students here to compete in that market.
Well, I tell you, we have an outstanding technology base here, and our internet capabilities with technology and computer lab is state of the art. Right now, we have an iPad with many iPads that the younger kids can use because they're smaller for their hands, and the iPads for K to 3rd grade. But we have 50 new Chromebooks where the 5th, 6th, and 7th grades and middle schools can have access to. We're gearing towards one device per student, technology-wise, here at St. Barbara's on this small Catholic campus.
Wow.
We're getting to the point where there's going to be a lot of stuff online, a lot of internet opportunities with the teachers. All of our classrooms are equipped with smart boards and projectors and Mac computers where teachers are able to load up lesson plans and do interactive things on the smart boards, and the kids have interactive media with that, and that's a huge training tool. We have kindergarten, pre-K kids even get into the computer lab and do things with the computer teacher and with their classroom teacher. So accessible to all the needs of internet and technology right here on this beautiful
So the foundations
campus.
are laid right here at St. Barbara's.
The technology we have here at St. Barbara's, I can brag, is probably one of the top parochial elementary systems in the county, if not the whole diocese.
And, mom and dad or grandma and grandma might also ask, well, what's the difference between St. Barb's or the public schools? We know it's faith-based. We know you get more individual attention, which is vital. But there's also, they might question, well, is the education, do they meet the Ohio education standards?
Sure. Yeah,
and that's a big thing.
Yeah, it's 21st century learning with opportunities here. And the fact that we are Ohio Department of Education, we are accepted and we are monitored by them through the diocese. The diocese is the parent overwatch group for that. And we're no different than any school, any public school. Our difference is we do provide a religious opportunity, the faith-based education.
Right.
We attend Mass once a week. But our school is accredited with any other grade school in the state of Ohio.
And that's the nice thing, because in addition to the individual attention with a faith-based foundation, you also meet all the minimum standards that's set by the state of Ohio.
Yeah, the maximum standards and minimum standards, but also the religious value of that, because our kids they do take religion class, and our teachers are, very, very well rehearsed. Most of our teachers are Catholic, and they go through a religious education program through the diocese. You don't have to be Catholic to attend here. We take
That's a key.
All denominations. All denominations.
Did you hear that? Grandma, grandpa, or mom and dad, if you're not happy with the current scenario, wherever that is, with your son or daughter, grandson, granddaughter, here's a place to take a tour.
Yeah, and the fact is, our teachers are Ohio Department of Education licensed teachers, state teachers.
Yeah.
Some people often think, hey, they just have people who have a high school degree or 2 years. No, we have graduates. These are licensed teachers in the state of Ohio, much like the teachers and myself during my career as a public ed teacher.
Right.
And you know what? Student to teacher ratio on average is about 9 to 1 right now.
And that's impressive.
We would like to improve that ratio to have more students. I mean, we consider a full classroom 25. Mm-hmm. I know that in my last years of public ed, I had 32, 33 kids in a classroom. It was very difficult. But,
it's way more than that.
Right now, on average, we're 9 to 1 student to teacher ratio. I'd love for that to increase this year, 12 to 13 to 1, 14 to 1.
When you look at, so you have obviously the standard reading, writing, and arithmetic,
Mm-hmm.
All the old standard educational requirements, as well as the cutting edge technology, so the students can compete. What about extracurricular things here?
We offer all the sports you can imagine.
Okay.
Everything, and if we can't have a full-fledged team, we combine with some other of the Catholic schools, whether it be St. Mary's in town. This fall, we're offering flag football, 1st and 2nd grade, 3rd and 4th grade, 5th and 6th, and then tackle 7th and 8th.
Sure.
If we have a 7th grade group of guys that want to play tackle football, we combine with St. Philip's and James and St. Mary's because of numbers, and they're called the Western Warriors.
The Western Warriors.
Yeah.
I love it. Okay.
But, they offer cheerleading for that as well. We have girls volleyball in the fall here. Mm-hmm. Cross country's offered. And then the winter sports, the same thing. Everything's run through.
So you got basketball too, then?
Oh, we got basketball. We got 1st and 2nd grade, 3rd and 4th, 5th and 6th, and the 7th graders that are here, they become part of the OHSAA sanctioned basketball because junior high is part of that,
right.
And they're sanctioned by the OHSAA. But a lot of our other sports are club sports because they're not sanctioned. They're not old enough to.
And he knows the sports end of it, since Matthew is, he's the head basketball coach for Central Catholic. Plus, he's with Massillon Washington High School for years as well, as a trend-setting head coach over there. So, the sports end. How do you like doing this?
I enjoy this. This is something I started 3 years ago. The diocese kind of approached me. I came and interviewed. I was fortunate enough to get the job, and Father Brian Klein's guidance and his vision for this place is just phenomenal. Mm-hmm. I think a lot of people think, hey, St. Barbs is on the verge of closing every year, and they've been out here. Rhonda Ann, and our executive secretary, has been here 28 years. And
she's not going anywhere.
No, she's not going anywhere, and thank God that's not going to happen.
I know, you need her.
She understands me and how to do things. I mean, if I have a problem, I run to her. But come out and visit us here. We're at 2809 Lincoln Way Northwest.
Do you have tours?
I have a tour anytime anybody wants to see the building. In fact, we got a big car show this
Well, you
this
can't
weekend.
mention that because this will be after it's over.
Well,
But that's okay. There was a car show on the 7th of August. Or
You know-
if you're here with the online with mymaslin.com, then yes, if you see this before Sunday, come out to the car show.
5 to 8.
Yeah, 5 to 8. But even though, I mean, you have different events throughout the whole year.
We have so many events. I think a lot of your listeners and viewers probably came to our festival this past spring.
What a festival
What
it
a
was.
festival we had. You
Oh,
talk
yeah.
about all the rides from the Bates Amusement Company to all the food vendors, and of course everybody's popular music under the tent, the bands that came in.
Oh, yeah.
Unbelievable. You
Yeah.
had, of course, everybody's favorite La Flavor and
Yep.
New Wave Nation, and
Yeah.
you had a bunch of others. And it was an exciting weekend, exciting 4 days. That always happens every spring.
It's a big night, big
We
time.
have we have bingo every Wednesday.
B-I-N-G-O.
We have bingo every Wednesday in our air-conditioned Parish Life Center. It starts at 6:30, doors open at 4:30. And what a great way to come out and enjoy a summer evening or any evening. And
Oh, sure.
we have a beautiful Parish Life Center next door. It has all the amenities of a wedding banquet hall, too. So,
And as we're getting close to the start of school.
yes, we are.
If Jane Public or John Public decides that they want to bring their son or daughter, grandson, granddaughter out here, is it too late for this year?
No, it's never too late to enroll, and you can reach me at 330-833-9510. That's 833-9510. That kind of sound like a commercial.
I know, but you also have a website.
Yes, they can go to Stark Holy Cross Academy Schools, Stark County Catholic Schools, but you can find us there under their blanket, but St. Barbs has our own St. Barbs School Elementary website.
Okay.
We're on Facebook. You can go see us. Come out and visit us. I mean,
That's the key.
just come out and look
Yeah.
here because we have a lot to offer. We got a beautiful campus.
Okay.
Okay, that's great.
Are you happy working for Matt? Well, that's good. That's good.
When the kids come in and see me, that says welcome, and they get to
Says,
see that.
Welcome.
One of my prize students last year gave me that as a gift.
Have we got a name for him?
No, I don't.
Well, let's call him Ed.
Okay, well, no, he's just the welcome dog.
He's just a welcome dog.
Yeah, but always have tuition assistance to talk about. Just give us a call and come out and see us.
And there's all kinds of assistance programs. They might have grant money to
Well, the
take
grant
care of
money-
some of that fundraising.
Yeah, the grant money is for pre-K 4-year-olds, and
Okay.
the Ed Choice expansion has ended through the state July 31st. And
Okay.
that's one of the reasons. However, in years gone by, they have reopened it up the second week of September to see if anybody else qualifies
Oh, good.
to offer them an opportunity to stay in school.
Okay. St. Barb's, local places, local faces. Matthew. Thank
Jay
you, my
David,
friend.
thanks so much. Appreciate what you do for the community through
Sure.
your Maslin magazine and mymaslin.com.
Yeah, we have a lot of fun. See ya.